Welcome, Leo, to your Mercury retrograde reading. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, hit that big old like button and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's get in here and see what's going on with you. We're going to have the new moon coming up as well, so I'm going to kind of talk about that as well. I did do a short on it to give you a little bit more understanding in a very short way, right? But yeah, we just went through the great reset of transformation and towers in Scorpio season. Now we're getting ready for the magic. Okay, so and definitely during this Mercury retrograde where we're going to be tested. So guys, make sure that you are keeping your manifestations high. Remember also that your emotions are high and intelligence is low, so it is a great time for manifestation. So try to keep as positive as possible. And it is a great time to start writing out your Christmas wish list, script that, get those vision boards going, right? Really get that out there. Since it is the time of the magician. You're talking about manifestation. Your manifestation card coming out for this Mercury retrograde is course correct. If an obstacle or diversion has interrupted your plans, this card is here to assure that you have the potentials of the opportunity. So pause and reassess in order to fine-tune your direction. You know, using all these manifestation cards is really crazy. It's almost like only three or four of them are coming out. It's almost like everybody's getting the same cards. It's like really weird. I mean, I picked the ones that are good for the Mercury retrograde, but you see how many cards we have here and how many of the same cards are coming out. It's like, what in the hell is going on? Okay. That's probably why I do most of these just as a collective reading. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Forgiveness of others. So right now it is the time for forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean that something bad that happened to us is okay. Forgiveness means that we choose to move beyond the experience and to release any ongoing need for retribution. In doing so, we no longer need to keep the memory of what happened alive within us. This choice reinstates our entitlement to be in charge of our own lives. So it's time for forgiveness. Mercury retrograde wants you to have that forgiveness of yourself and others so that you can move on, because forgiveness is the biggest key to karma, to releasing bad karma. Because remember, you guys, build karma. Everything is karma, but when you have bad karma, especially between two people, the best way to get rid of it is through forgiveness. So that's very important. Very, very important. And that sets the tone of what Mercury retrogrades are a lot about, besides all of the other crazy stuff that happens, like, you know, are you prepared? It wants to ask you, are you prepared? You know, because you're going to go out and go to work and get stuck in a traffic jam, right? And it's going to make you late. So make sure that you are leaving, 15, 20 minutes early, depending on where you're going, how far you're going from your home, giving you that extra time. And then of course you have, all the electrical quirks. I already lost 2 videos. On Tuesday, I already lost 2 videos, so I'm redoing them. So, I mean, so it's like, okay, this is the way it's going to be. My computer wanted to act weird, so normal. But it was okay because it's almost like I was already prepared. It's almost like when Mercury retrograde comes around, I'm always prepared for these weird things, right? It says it is safe to relax. You've been through a major ordeal and you've been amazing. You've handled it all, but as a consequence, you've learned to live on high alert. This needs to change. Your mind needs peace and your body needs to relax and repair. This card brings a message. You are safe now. It's okay. It's okay now. Leo, you can relax. Relax. Put your lion shackles down, right? Live with grace. When we sit in a relationship with grace, we see every situation through the eyes of love, fostering our desire to meet life with understanding, compassion, and kindness. This card asks you to review your situation with grace. Will understanding bring compassion? How would love view your possible choices? What would kindness suggest that you do? So you can ask yourself those questions. You know, and this is just all about repairing so that you can let go of things gracefully with reassurance, changing things around, rewriting your destiny, your story, the way you want to, letting go of that karma, allowing yourself that when frustration does come, just let it go. Don't sit in that frustration. Allow the magic to happen around you. We have, you know, Sagittarius, and we have that new moon coming in depending on where you are. Okay, whether it's going to be the, you know, the 30th or the 1st. Wait, it is 30, right? Yeah, 30. The 30th or the 1st. Right, so that way you can start getting the magic happening. This is a month of magic. Okay, so let's get some healing cards over here. Very beautiful, guys. Very beautiful. It's kind of like seeing the world in a different view, restoring your family, restoring what it is you truly want within yourself. It's also a great time to pick up creative hobbies and stuff like that too, okay? And be creative in your relationships. Okay, so card coming out for healing is connecting with your ancestors. Okay, so you might get a lot of downloads from your ancestors. You might have a lot of dreams. It could be like, why is grandma on my mind? It's because they're here to help you move through this karma. So you might want to make a dream journal, see what they're trying to say to you as they are pushing you past this karma into this new place for yourself, enticing you to pick up the pieces and return back, right, to a place of where you can move forward. Okay, and really connect with what it is you truly need within your life, and really truly connecting to what it is you truly want as well, putting you on track. You can meditate. Meditating is a great way to keep yourself relaxed. And if you guys need help, there's also my second channel where you guys can meditate, manifest, okay, reconnect with your past. I don't have one up to reconnect with ancestors. I do not have that hypnosis. But I do have Meet Your Future Self meditation hypnosis, to where you can get into a hypnotic place and meet yourself. I mean, you know, and you know, envision where it is you're going. And then I do have past life as well. Past life recognition, however, whatever it is, I can't think about it right now. But you know what I'm saying, we can go back into the past. And then I do have your past twin flame soulmate also, so that way if you feel like you have met your soulmate, you can see them and reconnect to them as well. Okay, so a regression, past life regression, that was the word that I was looking for. It wasn't reconnaissance. I don't even know where. I'm like, okay, we're on the battlefield now. Let's go. In Mercury retrograde, we feel like we're on a battlefield. Okay, so those are great things that you can do to help calm yourself, encourage yourself, right? Stay connected to yourself. Yeah. So let's get into some oracle messages over here. No one said this whole life thing was a race. It's okay to slow down. You don't need to be pushing the button so fast. Okay, just slow down. That's crazy. You had two right here. It's safe to relax, slow down. It feels like you guys are going really, really fast, right? Like you're trying to, like you're the racehorse. And Spirit says right now it's just time to kind of chill out. It's okay. You going so fast is not going to make the difference. Okay. So I kind of feel like you're taking on a little bit of that kind of Taurian energy, towards kind of like slow and steady wins the race right now, Leo. You know, you don't have to be the racehorse. You don't have to race out the gate to try to get everything done. It might feel that way, but actually it's saying You know, it's kind of crazy because I'm kind of hearing like the more that you do so, the more mistakes are going to be made. And that's kind of like why slow and steady wins the race. You don't need to race so fast. Okay, take a breath. You know, it's okay. It says, bet on yourself and take chances. Reach your dreams. You've got this. You just got this. You're okay. You're okay. Let your feelings out, all of them, even the ones that scare you. It's a time for forgiveness of yourself and others. Let them out. Replenish yourself. Replenish what it is. That way you can get rid of those and make room for all the good to happen. Do not allow all these bad things to keep control over you, over yourself, over your dreams, over, it's just like a dark spot. Okay, it's like a dark spot on the soul. We don't need that. We need to release that so that you can let the good in. Breathe out the bad, release it, you know, and when you do it, it's like bless. I wish we would have had the bless your past card, because in seriousness, you need to bless your past when you do so. When you release the past, you want to be grateful. You just kind of like, thank you for this challenge. Thank you for this dark spot. But I want to let it go now. Thank you, because it's made me grown, you know. It's made me grow into this new person that I am, because I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be this person, this strong person, without that dark spot. But that dark spot starts taking up so much room, okay, that it's not allowing anything else in. It causes fear. It causes insecurities. It causes judgments. It causes no trust for other people. We set boundaries, but if you don't trust anyone, how are you going to make friends? How are you going to make room for what's good? So it's almost like Spirit says, if you don't trust anyone, I don't know who this is for. This came in really strong. I mean, that energy is really strong. If you don't trust anyone, then how are you going to find love? How are you going to find that best friend? Right? Because there's always going to be this place in you where it's like, I've always been hurt. Release that. It was a part of growth. You make new boundaries. You make new boundaries for yourself on how you're going to trust people. Just don't be so over vulnerable. Think of it as a vulnerability. The reason that probably you don't trust people is because you gave it all. And you may have even been very over vulnerable within your emotions, your mind, and you gave everything you had, and they took advantage of it. Now you just learned to pull it back a little bit and don't be so over vulnerable. Learn slowly. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It's not a race. Learn slowly about the person. Move slowly, like the temperance, right? 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? Now you want to be a little vulnerable so that way you can learn to be with them. But when you're first starting, just very slow and easy. That way you know whether or not you can trust this person. But that way you don't feel like they could backstab you, or that they could really hurt you. Because that way, if you don't give it all, and then they do something wrong, you can pull away easily and be like, psh, you weren't for me, and it won't hurt as much. I've learned this. I think I've learned this lesson. No, I know I learned this lesson. I think I learned this lesson like 10 years ago. I let somebody into my space too fast. It was all good until they backstabbed me, and I haven't really had friends since then because I didn't want to open up to anybody else for a long time. It really does hurt. Okay, open your heart, not just a little, all the way, and let the love flow in. That's where you're going to lead. That's where it's going to lead to. It's going to lead to that. It really is. But you have to open up your heart anyways. You know, we have a lot of souls that have soul contracts with us, and if you keep pushing everybody away, you don't know who you're pushing away. There's people around us that we need to all learn from. Even through challenges, we have bad karmics that we're supposed to learn challenges from. That's a deep conversation, right? So whoever that's from, just make it, don't completely close off your heart. Right now, Mercury retrograde says it's time to let in, but do it slow. Yeah, do it slow. And of course, it probably is going to resonate with me a little bit. Guys, I'm Leo rising. So, of course. Star family, you're a part of the team of souls. Call in support. Call in support. What did I just say? You have soul contracts. You have soul contracts that are supposed to be there. If you feel, oh my gosh, I get it. So like if you feel like you can trust no one, Spirit says go ahead and call in your soul family. You know, I call in people who I'm supposed to have good contracts with. You got this. With boundaries. Wow. This one's called Called. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up to the plate. It's time to step up and loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms, destiny, any addictions that you have. Let's try to, you know, really try to change things around and let God in. Okay. Wow.